We've got a really good tight-knit group of trades. And so they build the $1 million homes we do. They build the $3.5, $4 million homes we do.
We often throw around the term family in our office, and it's not only our office staff who we treat like family, but we treat our trades the same, especially in this climate. You know, we treat our trades like as if they were our family.
Welcome to Building Perspective, the Master Builders SA podcast. I'm your host, Will Frogley. Join me as I speak with some characters in the building and construction industry.
Sleep in, did ya?
Whether you're just starting out
Jeez, no worries.
or you're about to knock off, it's good to know that your money is still on the job.
You in that caravan.
Seabus Super, making hard work pay off.
Our guests on today's podcast really epitomise the term Master Builder. In fact, they're the 2023 Master Builders SA Master Builder of the Year. That's, of course, Klemm Homes. It's a great pleasure to have Troy and Carmel join us today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Will.
So, obviously, a really well-regarded South Australian builder, Klemm Homes. Tell us a bit about how the journey started and how you built the business to where it is today.
It's been 10 years, a bit over 10 years now, 10 and a half years. So a long time ago, I did a Bachelor of Construction Management Economics degree at uni. Carmel's done interior architecture. Always went into, you know, working for other people, wanting to one day do our own thing. Yeah. So, 10 years ago, started up a small boutique building company. We were doing a lot of renovations and new home builds. And Carmel sort of joined, halfway through and really pushed it to the next level in the terms of the selections and her drive in the marketing and in also, all the design aspect of it as well. And so, now we've got to that point where we just specialise in, custom high-end homes around Adelaide.
Probably a unique service because we do everything in-house and we help people right from the beginning all the way through to when we hang that last pendant light.
Yeah.
So it's a unique service.
It's a real relationship builder.
Yeah.
So Carmel gets to know the clients. They meet Carmel and I in our own house as a first point of contact. So the directors, we take them through our house. We give them a show through of exactly, what we can do and what they can expect. And then Carmel or myself is pretty much holding their hand the whole process of their build and design process.
Yeah, every aspect of Klemm Homes is ultra professional. It's a credit to what you're doing down there. It really is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, no,
we really love what we do, so I think it makes a difference. It comes quite easy.
It is. We're both very, very passionate about the building industry, passionate about new homes. Love looking outside the box, exploring new options. Did a lot with our own house with that sort of passive house techniques and that sort of gear and energy efficiency. So love to look outside the box and explore different and new ideas for sure.
So you've just been named Master Builder of the Year. What an honour. What do you think it is that really got you the award this year against some really tough competition?
It's the attention to detail, and it was really nice that came through in all the entries that we put in. So we do really make sure that every house we build is as if it's our own house that we're going to live in. We use the same trades on every job. We've got a really good tight-knit group of trades. And so they build the $1 million homes we do. They build the $3.5, $4 million homes we do.
We often throw around the term family in our office, and it's not only our office staff who we treat like family, but we treat our trades the same, especially in this climate. We treat our trades like as if they were our family, and also our clients. And we often start the sentence with the clients is that most of our clients become really good friends of ours at the end. And, probably the last night, we've been trading for almost 10 and a half years, but 9 years of that was referral.
Yeah.
It's only really been the last 18 months that we've seen social media change things for us. But, referral means so much to us. Adelaide's a small town, reputation's such a big thing. So we make sure every single client is happy, every single trade's happy, and our staff.
And you see that in the quality that is put out then. The trades actually care. They treat it like their own. Our staff, love their jobs. So they all want to do the best they can. So I think that's what really comes through in the final build.
Yeah, there's obvious pride in everyone being involved in your builds because they are such a luxurious, high-quality product. Carmel, when most people first contact you, I mean, what do they say when obviously you've got so many different clients, but what they generally approach you and say, I've seen an amazing build. I want you to do something similar for me.
They want their dream home. They want us to deliver their family home. I would say 90% of our clients are doing their final home, what they call a final home in their head. So they want us to they want that one-on-one attention to detail. They want that service, they want that quality, and they know they can come somewhere safe. I mean, there is that a bit of talk in the industry about, everyone's had a bad experience with a builder. And for us, we're so passionate about saying, no, 90% of the industry is fantastic, and we want to show them that, and we love what we do. We're really proud to be part of Master Builders, and we want to show our clients that the bad experience doesn't happen to everyone.
Yeah, absolutely, Carmel. I think that's a real shame because there's so many great projects that happen in our industry, and all it takes is one bad builder to kind of give the whole industry a bad name, and I think that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, and that's something that we're quite passionate about, and we we've got kids at school, and we're always trying to deliver that message also to when we have careers days that, it's a great industry, and there's definitely a lot of good people out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you mentioned your trades before. Now, I know a couple of your carpenters for a very long time, obviously the Burns. How long have they been working for you?
Oh, since day dot. So, and previous to starting Klemm Homes as well. So, yeah, they've been around I've probably known them for nearly 15 years.
And that's a nice story where we've got now that second generation coming on. Their dad started with us and now the boys are taking on. So that's a really good story.
Yes, Mark's finally kind of hung up the boots, and Pat's running the show down there, and he's obviously been taught very, very well with Mark. So no, they're an awesome trade.
Yeah, shout out to the Burnses, Pat, 2008-09 Stuart Sates Premiership player with myself. So shout out to Pat. But they're great guys, and as long as I've known them, which is a long time, very hardworking with a lot of pride in their performance. So no wonder you've kept them close for so long.
Absolutely, and that's what we do. We do try and look after our trades as well. We have a car park barbecue where the roofer, Demos puts a lamb on the spit and cooks it up for everyone, and all the trades come and they love that. Earlier this year, we've taken the main guys out to the Moseley and just had more and, one-on-one with the head guys of all the trades, just so as, to show our appreciation to them, to rocking up, to giving us priority, to doing the best for us. So we really do like to keep the trades close. And it's certainly been a big part of the reason why Klemm Homes has, continued to get better and better, is because all the guys that, work for us, we're only as good as our trades, and they've been awesome.
Awesome. Now, you said something right at the start about how you went to uni straight away. Is that because you were maybe wanting to get into commercial construction or what?
When I was at school, yes, I looked out the window and they were building a drama centre or something, and that's what took me. I wonder what's involved to be in charge of something like that. And that was the reason initially to go into uni. Nearly all my mates from uni, went into commercial. I did work experience with a few commercial builders, and I found it a lot more cutthroat and, get these back charges ready and get this done. And I didn't see the real fun and games. So I go fishing with my trades. We go to the Moseley with the trades. We have a great team of guys around us, and that's what I love about the residential construction industry, and that's why ultimately I push towards that, because of just wanting that that mateship with everyone, rather than the back charge him and go in at zero and try and pick up variations like that. Just didn't.
This is different. Well, I started my career in commercial also. And I think it's just when you're doing a residential job, that sense of that person's face when you deliver a project, it's just, delivering a family home is so different than delivering a 10-story building.
Yeah.
It's great if you're delivering a 10-story building on budget and on time and everyone's happy, you shake your hand, you walk away. But to see someone, and then we often go back when they've, at 3-month maintenance, and they invite us to their home, we have a champagne with them, and it's just such a lovely to see their kids play in their house. It's a great experience. It's something that's really unique.
Absolutely. Carmel, there's a lot of really good builders in South Australia. What's it going to take to keep Klemm right at the top of the pack over the next, say, 10 years?
I guess for us, I think Troy and I have worked for lots of big builders, small builders, commercial, like we said. We're really quite strong that for Klemm Homes, we'll cap at a certain amount of homes. We're not interested in building 150 homes a year. There's horses for courses, and we're very clear that we want to be a boutique builder. We want to deliver every single one of those clients the same service we've been doing now, same in 10 years' time. So I guess for us, it's just, keeping the quality up, keeping those relationships up, and keeping our vision really clear.
So for those listening in, give us an idea about, I guess, the range of some of the values of your projects and how long some of them take to build, from the shortest to the longest, the least expensive to the most expensive. What kind of wheelhouse are you in?
So it probably starts at around $1 million for a new house, a 350 square metre, nice big single story or 2-story house. Our single stories are probably done and dusted in around 10 months for our standard ones. Our standard sort of 2 stories, and I guess when I say standard, a Klemm home is obviously, a standard Klemm home's a very nice, house. So our normal builds, 2 stories, are around 12 months. And then obviously we've got some gear. We built an 1,150 square metre house on the Esplanade at, Glenelg North. Now that's a massive house, and that was the best part of 2 years by the time you did undercroft and piling and all that fun stuff.
I think I've driven past that one.
Yeah. So that was a big build, but generally our sort of 3 stories are probably around the sort of 18 months mark as such. And 3-4 million,
And we're
someone
fast
come with,
because we're organised. We're
very scheduled.
So organised, so scheduled. We keep, we give realistic, we always refer back to budget. And that's one thing we always say to clients: what's your budget right from the beginning? Because there's no point us delivering a project or getting to a point where we completely miss the mark of what they said, and then we don't build the project and they don't build the project. So
it's a waste of everyone's time.
It's a waste of everyone's time. So we probably harp on about budget a lot more than other people, because we're just so passionate to make sure that in that end result they're in 18 months and we've got to build.
Yeah. It seems to me that over the past couple of years, those really strong relationships you've got with your trades and your materials have really helped you a lot more than perhaps others.
We talk about that all the time, that we use lots of South Australian product, and we are really passionate about trying to use local product where we can. So that's probably helped us during the pandemic, that we had all those relationships.
And especially suppliers. I mean, There was that big a timber shortage. We're not a big fish to our timber supplier, but mate, he looked after us. And that goes on 10, 15 years relationships with a lot of suppliers.
We didn't swap and change. We kept with the same guys.
Yeah, we don't go chasing the dollar. It's price is one thing, but service is another. And if I need timber on site, I can get it in 2 hours with our guys. And, their price is good. It won't be the cheapest in Adelaide, but the service, the relationship we have with them, money can't buy that either. So that's the relationship we've got with most of our suppliers, and that absolutely has helped us out along, and especially in COVID with those shortages for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Good relationships take years to build, don't they?
Yeah.
So, but then when you really need them, they're there.
They're there. That's right. And they did. They all come through, and they all helped us out when we needed it. So it was great. Yeah.
Come, I'll ask you about now your role with Hiis, the Master Builders Program. How long have you been involved there, and what are the main initiatives you're seeing there at the moment?
I've actually just had to resign because I think I was the oldest member. So that's unfortunate, but I'm still heavily involved with Master Builders.
She's announced it right here on the Building Perspective podcast.
So no longer... I've just stepped aside, but something else will come up in the future. But
you were there for how long?
Probably a good part of 4 years, and it was in the making of it prior to that. So that was probably 6 years ago. But very passionate about it. My daughter goes to an all-girls school, so really pushing it through her school, and also our boys are, we're heavily involved in careers days. So it's really important for us to get that message out that we need more females in the industry.
Yeah, we absolutely do. In fact, we've got a full-time person in the NBA team at the moment, Amanda Hewer, who's there really to boost female participation. So it's absolutely vital. They're only about, if you're on the tools, they're only about 1 to 2% of the industry, and overall I think they're only about 14%. So if we're going to address these skill shortages, we badly need them.
Well, we've got a female supervisor at Klemm Homes, and we've also got a female painter, and the attention to detail is fantastic with those two in particular. So we're certainly advocates for it.
Absolutely. There's plenty of room for females in the construction industry. And I think they're starting to realise it. And I think your association, with the Amateur Football League and the fact that, female football has gone ballistic will probably really help in that process as well.
I'm also passionate that it's not just females, it's females or males. Across the board we need
Yeah.
people coming and joining and people giving it a try. And I think gone are the days where, and parents need to understand that you don't have to stay in one industry. You can learn a trade. You can still go to uni. It's great if you've got that trade behind you. You can actually do a trade while you're at uni these days. So there's so many different combinations, and we just need to be open. As we've got children in year 11 and 12, sorry. So I think you just have to be open to the different scenarios.
Yeah, so they're in year 11 and 12. Have they shown any indication that they want to get into the family business?
We think we've got 2 kids that want to do health.
Oh, really?
And Troy keeps saying, do you want to be a carpenter?
The eldest actually did a week with the Burns boys.
And that scared them off.
That scared him off, yeah. It was hard work. It was actually really good for him. I mean, he's actually a naturally smart kid who didn't want a desk job. I've never seen him actually up early when he was working with the Burns boys and walking down the stairs whistling. I'm like, who is this kid?
Really?
Like, what's wrong with you, boy?
How was he at the end of the week, though?
Carpentry. He said, no.
Beaten into submission.
It's all good, Dad. But no, he just said, it's a lot better than school, But yeah, at the end of the week, I said, what'd you think? He goes, it's pretty hard work, Dad. I said, yeah, well, carpentry's probably one of the, taxing on your body. But he did enjoy it, but he's also, thinking of physio and a few other things. So he's tried a few things like that as well.
They work with us on holidays. We've got their white cards.
Yeah. That's
good. They do a bit of labouring. I mean, even just labouring, it's fantastic money for any kid that's in uni, and really just should be considered.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a budding AFL player, one of your lads, isn't he?
Yeah, they're trying. We'll see how they go. But yes, like everything, that requires a lot of hard work and over and above. So we'll see. He's got a few years and we'll see how he goes.
Yeah. So Carmel, as an architect, did you always want to work in the kind of work you're in now?
Well, I did interior architecture. So I definitely wanted to start in commercial, and I did a good 10 years, worked for Woodhead, which is now GHD, and various other architectural firms. And I was really lucky to work different to Troy. I've worked overseas, interstate. So
whereabouts you worked overseas?
I was really lucky to do a little bit in Italy, a little bit in Singapore. And I worked in hotel design, and so I've been super lucky to come back to residential, and absolutely would never consider doing anything different. I love what we do now, and like we said, it's just about delivering that end project, end home dream.
Yeah. I know a lot of women I know in about the, say, 35 to 50 age bracket, they all seem very familiar with the Klemm Instagram page.
That's good.
It's now who runs that one?
Yeah, myself. Yeah.
It used to be, I reckon, 2 years ago, Will, every time my phone would ring as an inquiry, it would be, oh, yes, you built for so-and-so, or we know so-and-so. It was all word of mouth,
Yeah.
And within the last 2 years, I reckon at least 50%, if not more, is I'll follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Your Instagram's
do you have
amazing.
a marketing girl now coordinating it all? Because life is very crazy at the office. We're up to a full house of staff as well.
Yeah.
But she sometimes thinks I've got crazy ideas. But I'm like, just run with it.
Yeah, it's worked really well.
Yeah.
It's definitely a very flashy page, and definitely showcases the great builds you do down there. But it's funny.
Get to the point where the trades get upset.
They do if they're not on it. Oh, why aren't I on your Instagram? And then I've got to quickly film and send it to Georgia.
They want to be celebrities.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny though. I get a lot of comments about your Instagram. That's for sure.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
it means it's working.
Yeah. So that takes me to another point. So obviously you're not trying to build a very high number of homes per year, and you are in demand. So if someone was to call you today wanting you to build for them, how long realistically would it be until you could take them on?
Generally, we're sort of a year out, but the design process takes the best part of a year.
Yeah.
So most people are calling us without any plans, without anything. And they come and meet Carmel and I. Carmel sits down, does a mood board with them and gets in their head, gets to know them, what this house wants to look like, and work through that. And then she'll sit down with them and our nominated designer and start the design process with them and hold their hand while the designer draws up, all their plans, and we sort of do some pricing with them in amongst that. So that whole process of the first mood board with Carmel to here's the full plan, ready to go to site and build is best part of 9 to 12 months.
Yeah.
And because we know they're sort of working with Carmel and our designer, we're then sort of holding a spot for them to be able to build once their plans are ready. And we're just always in contact with them through that process. So whilst we've got a year wait, if someone walked in today with full plans ready to go that we haven't met, we couldn't just start them. We may have a gap somewhere within that year, but most of the time we've sort of got that year wait because we've got that. It's almost like a design and construct process because we know the designer really well and we're just working together to meet budgets. I guess we do it this way because we went through a stage of tendering a bit, and a lot of the jobs, just didn't go ahead because we knew a couple of people who'd had them drawn up, and the budgets just weren't correct. They had $800,000 budgets, and their full prices were $1.4 million. So we try and get in earlier, so as we can get budgets correct and get designs to budgets rather than trying to bring budgets up. And again, we come back to that
relationships. It's all about relationships, and the more we get to know the people, the better the home will suit them. The more we understand their budget. So that takes a while, and that's why we rather start right from the beginning.
Right at the back.
So it's been more than 10 years now. Have you got a favourite build, both of you, over that time? One that really sticks out? Maybe a most memorable one, a most rewarding one, a most frustrating one? What is there one that sticks out after the past decade?
Probably the one that gets referred to the most is the Harndorf house. I get a lot of inquiries about that. It was an architectural build, and it did win the award for $1 to $2 million at MBA contract home. It was a very difficult build, but it's wow. Like, it's just different. I mean, we're talking 6 metre high, concrete off-form walls, 3 of them standing in the middle of a paddock and stuff like that. So,
and we do lots of hills work because again, people generally trying to live off the grid, and we're starting to explain to people how they can consider that. We've also done a sloping site, which was tricky. We had to build a bridge to build the house, so we always tell that story.
Yeah, that was in Glen Osmond, right up the top. So,
we love the beach back. I think the trades loved the beach one. I think there was a lot of over 18 months. There was a lot of a bit of a view that the boys had
sitting on the balcony, smoko and
at Glen Elk, and we often tell stories about what they saw at the beach, and so that made time pass pretty quickly.
Yeah.
They're probably the hills, the beach, and the sloping site.
Yep.
Yeah. And so building all over the place, the hills, the beach, Southern Adelaide. What's the furthest away you've built? Have you built down in Flouria or anything like that?
No, we've got one about to start probably at Aldinga. We try and keep to central Adelaide, Henley to Brighton, straight through. We're about to start one at Paracombe, straight through the middle and up into the hills. More so because the houses are complex and the supervisors are there, if not daily, every second day. And so if we've got to travel an hour, there's a lot of other gear they could be doing in that time. So we try and keep it, within, central Adelaide if we can. But we got one at Blackiston, we got one at Woodside. But I mean, up the freeway from our office, it's pretty easy. It's almost easier to get there than it is to get to Henley Beach,
We love building the hills.
So the hills is cool. And most people got a bit of land, and the designs are a little bit more out there, a bit different. So it's good fun. Yeah.
In the Adelaide Hills, beautiful spot, obviously, but also there's the ever-present risk of fire. Is that something you really take into account when you're building up there?
Obviously, the bushfire ratings and all that, we need to meet those anyway. But it was brought a bit more to the attention with a few years back with all the fires that went through. So we certainly do everything that we need to make sure that minimise the risk for the clients, so as they can live in their house for a long, long time.
And I presume that's on the radar of everyone that's looking to build in the hills.
Correct.
Yeah. It's one of the first things they consider.
Yeah, I would have thought so, for sure. Well, Troy Carmel, it's been great to have you on the podcast today, and congratulations again on being named our Master Builder of the Year. Great building company, and I really look forward to seeing what you continue to build going forward.
Thanks, Will.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for joining me on Building Perspective. For more information on Master Builders or our guests, please visit our website at mbasa.com.au.